Here, I'm Colin McMillan. I work with Firstport, one of the business support advisors for Firstport, and I'll be going through our LaunchMe presentation to explain a bit more about the LaunchMe Program, Scotland's Accelerator Program for high growth social enterprises. I've got my colleague here, who's Sophie Badeau, who will be able to help out with questions and what have you. So I think most of you are enabled on the chat forum. If you've got any questions or you're struggling to hear at any points, etc., she's here to be able to help with any of those technical bits and pieces. And if you do have any questions about any of the content about the presentation, which will be starting shortly, please stick some stuff down on the chat, and Sophie will be able to kind of keep me informed of any questions that you've got, which are important to be answered right at the moment. The idea is that it's an informal presentation. Like I say, if you've got any questions, fire them down, and we'll maybe be able to answer them during the presentation. But if we can keep them till the end, then that's fine too. The presentation itself will be about 10-15 minutes long, and then any chance to kind of add in some of your ideas, etc. would be great. So usually at this point I would go through housekeeping, but I don't think there's much need for that. So if we can just go straight into our presentation about Firstport, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the presentation just. Right, so Firstport. So LaunchMe is a program that's delivered by Firstport. It's obviously us. We're a charity who delivers social enterprise startup support for a variety of organisations across the whole of Scotland. The LaunchMe program is quite an exciting program. It's in its third round, and the first two rounds have seen 14 social enterprises with high growth come through. And what we do is we work in partnership with the Big Lottery Fund and Social Investment Scotland. The Big Lottery Fund provide us with funding to deliver grant support, which we'll go into in a wee bit of detail. And Social Investment Scotland are the cornerstone investor in addition to extra social investment that we can find and that you find able to bring to the programme. So those are the three organisations that are involved in the LaunchMe programme. And like I say, we'll be going through the whole programme in a bit more detail in the next few minutes. So what is LaunchMe? Well, it's the Scotland's Accelerator Programme for early stage ambitious social enterprises. It's high growth potential social enterprises. So if you've got a business, which is a good idea, it's maybe working, it's less than 3 years old, it's going to go places, you maybe need some funding, some loan funding. And when I say loans, social loans, that's what in effect a social investment is. It's a social loan with a rate of return, which we'll go into in a bit more detail later. With the intention of going big, this is probably something that you'll be interested in. So, yeah, we've got a question.
We've got a question from James, who's asking if there's going to be a similar LaunchMe program in 2017.
Right, okay, well what we'll do is we'll go through the programme in full just now. I'll explain what the LaunchMe programme is all the way through from start to finish. The programme will run from, well, it started already in terms of the Find Me phase, so we're trying to find social enterprises, and we'll go all the way through to January 2019. That's how long this programme is, and it's about finding, it's about choosing, it's about growing and finding investment, and it's about launching the big scale growth part of your business. I think we'll go through the whole presentation, and the answer to your question is there going to be a fourth phase? Possibly not, we don't know, we have to wait and see them, but there might be. But this is certainly a third phase, and this is what we're focusing on just now. So I've got a wee video for you just to have a watch of for just a couple of minutes, okay? All right, folks. So hopefully that gave a good overview of what the LaunchMe program is about and the sort of people that we get on the program. I think that it's quite clear that there's quite a large number of people with a huge range of, well, both business ideas and social benefit. There's a range of people that are looking, like Sylvia Douglas, who literally has just received her investment from her investors and is going to be getting her match funding shortly, which is great because she's looking to trade in selling products, which will help benefit empowering young women and young girls and women for self-esteem, self-confidence, learning skills, etc. And you know, there's a huge range of social benefits to all the different organisations that are out there that are on the LaunchMe program. Homelessness, like you saw through Social Bite, you saw the Future Soccer Stars, which is the health agenda, as well as self-confidence, etc. There was the Hostel Hub, which had a variety of social benefits. So there's a wide range of organisations, both trading and also delivering activities which directly impact on the social benefactors too. So I suppose moving on to the next part of the presentation. Just give me a wee second and I'll get the presentation back up and running. So just bear with me. So hopefully you're seeing this all fine now. So LaunchMe is a new way of financing social enterprises. It's not just about grant funding, but actually bringing investors, private investors, back into the sector. It's quite an innovative thing for us to be delivering, because it's not just about finding investors, but it's actually, I suppose, giving the investors security that additional funding is being provided to, and there's been a whole range of scoping and range of, I suppose, looking at the business models and vetting the business models for potential high growth, not just through First Quote, but through our network of contacts, business experts, etc., investment managers, and industry experts. So we're able to tap into these people who are able to see whether your business has got the scope to grow, and also to be able to support you. So it's about injecting those, that investment, finding investors that will come into the sector. It's unique. It's a program that looks at business experts. So we will provide business experts to look at your business and be able to support and to help you grow. Links with investment managers and investors as well, to be able to inject that cash that's perhaps needed by you. It's looking at industry mentors. So you saw Douglas Skinner there, you saw Leona. These are people that are experts in their own field. We are able to help you identify those industry experts through our networks and link you up with them, as well as providing you with business advice through myself as a business advisor and colleagues Brian as well. But also, probably most importantly, it's about peer mentorship as well. And that the seven people that are selected onto this program it is the individual that we're looking at. We're also looking at the business and the potential team around you. But we are looking at the sort of person that you are and whether you're interested in working with the other group of people, learning from what they've got on offer, what their skills and objectives are, but also providing something as well to them in that peer mentoring relationship. So, past two times of working on LaunchMe, we've had 14 total. We're looking for another 7. Scotland's most ambitious early stage social entrepreneurs. And I would say, like I said, social enterprises as well. It's not just individuals that we're wanting here. It's social enterprises and the potential for a team around that individual to help it grow. How much money have we got? We've got £410,000 in the pot. We'll explain how that can work in a wee bit, but basically we're looking at a grant funding through seed funding, £25,000. We're looking at identifying investment, both you finding your own investment, whether that's seed funding, whether that's crowdfunding, whether that's community shares, whether that's identifying other private investment, and that we can also support you find that investment as well. And in addition to that, once you've got that private investment, it might be through Social Investment Scotland, I should also say, as a cornerstone investor. Once you find that investment, we can match fund up to £100,000. Now, obviously, if we've got 7 people, £100,000 each, there's not enough money in the pot to service everybody. But that would be a happy position for us to be in if we were in that position. So it's highly competitive. Are you right for the LaunchMe mission? Are you under 3 years of age? Do you have a track record for delivering results, both business and in terms of that scalable solution? I think that's really important. Is the social, I suppose, social continuum where you've got the customer and the clients. Have you got the evidence of delivering to both? Have you got an idea of the market? Have you done the market research? Have you been delivering? And are you clear how you're going to grow and which markets you're going to expand into? And I suppose probably most importantly from the LaunchMe point of view is, are you ready to take on investment and that support to grow? Or are you just looking for some cash? If you're looking for some seed funding, £25,000 at the start, and then say, actually, we're not interested in investment, this isn't really for you. I would say that if you're looking at a seed funding in order to get things moving, to then move on to the investment and to help have business support, have that investment manager support, industry mentors, peer support, business experts to help you grow, then this would be the thing. In terms of, there's 4 phases in the LaunchMe program. The first being Find Me. We're in that at the moment. The applications are open, and you can download the guidance online. Applications are closing, the deadline closes at 12 noon on Monday the 20th of November. We would encourage, if you are interested in this, please, please, please take the time to go through the application and make the application as good as possible, because we will be looking at the application in quite a lot of detail in order to actually bring you into our shortlist. Okay, so we'll end up with a list of applicants once you apply, and we'll look through all those applications and end up with a shortlist who will go forward to the Choose Me stage. Choose Me is the next one, and the next part, and that starts in December, and it lasts always until March. So those shortlisted people will go forward, and we'll work with the business advisors, myself and Brian, who's over in the west of Scotland, and we'll work with you on your business plan, pulling together your business proposition, delivering support for developing your pitch, working on your cash flow projections and your financials to see how they're moving forward, or how they'll look. We'll deliver a launchpad event, like you see on the 18th of January next year, and that's getting all the potential shortlisted people together. So you as an individual can come meet other candidates that are in the LaunchMe program to see whether they are people that you want to get involved with as well. That gives us an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better. It also gives us a chance to talk in a bit more detail about what's expected of you, but also gives you a chance to speak to each of the other applicants to see what their business ideas are. I think that's on the 20th, Monday the 20th of February. That's when you would submit your business plan and financials, and we would send those up to the expert panel. And the expert panel happens at the end of March, and that will decide who comes onto the program proper in order to access that seed funding of 25k and potential investment to it. Like I say, the expert panel, leading figures from investors, the private and social enterprise sectors, there's a good range of people that are on here that will make those decisions based on the work that you've done on your business plan and financial. After that, we welcome you to the programme. From April 2017 to January 2018, there's the chance to secure that investment where you try and find your own investment, like we say. That might be through crowdfunding or private investors that you've already got lined up, or that you could line up. We also have a good range of people through our angel network. We've got people on our board of directors. We've got good connections across Scotland to link you together with investors. We do that in the ConnectMe stage, and we continue to work with both with the peer mentoring support, also myself and Brian as business advisors support you with your business planning, also your delivering it and action planning. We would work through a program where you're making sure that you're spending the money in the key areas in terms of the seed funding that you apply for, but also working on the growth strategy to get your investment. That's the ConnectMe phase. In terms of cash, your investment, like I said, we can provide that match funding. But if you find £60,000 of investment, whether that's through Social Investment Scotland, private funding, private investment, Community Share Scotland, whatever that might be, you get £60,000 there. You can bring that to Match Panel, which is again an expert panel looking at the business proposition, and we can potentially match up to 50%. So that would be, in that instance, it would be £120,000. In this scenario, we've got Social Investment Scotland funding, potentially 25k, and private investment secured being 25k. That's 50k, so we could match fund a further 50k. The Social Investment Scotland funding can't form more than 25% of the overall pot. So if Social Investment Scotland actually funded £30,000 in that scenario, 25,000 secured by a private investment, you still would only be able to match £50,000, even though SIS would give you a little bit more. So it's just a wee kind of admin thing, but it's something to be aware of. So once you go to the panel, there's a few panels that it's not just a case of, well, wait 9 months through the ConnectMe phase. If you are ready, found investment, found private investment, and want to get to Match Panel quickly to get things moving, we can set up that Match Panel where you bring that investment, you bring your business plan, and you bring your proposition, and we can look at that, sort of 6-7 months after the Match Panel in March. So there is the opportunity through the ConnectMe phase to get, in effect, launched through by going to Expert Panel. After you have launched and you've gone to Expert Panel, you've got 12 months to spend that funding. If you, all things considered and everything goes well, you get that investment, you get the grant, the match funding from us, then, like I say, you've got that 12 months to spend the money, and we'll be able to support you through that process to make sure you do it in the right way. So just a kind of flavour of the sort of organisations and people that we've supported. Round 1 and round 2, we've had Social Bite from Josh Littlejohn. We've had Rubens, who's Locavore. Sylvia Douglas, the bottom left there. Mrs. Miss and Mrs. She's just recently secured £50,000 of match funding, in addition to some investors. She also actually has got private investors who are eligible for social investment tax relief. That's something that I've not talked about in much detail, and I won't go into much detail, but it is an option, and it's an interest for social investors who are seeking to give money to good causes, but with a rate of return. And that rate of return quite often is around about 3%, but it can range from 0% to 3%. But they do expect the money back, or they certainly should if it's going to be a loan. So Breadshare, Deborah's up the top right. There's a variety of people that have been at Susan Actimel on the top left, variety of people that we've helped and are continuing to help through that process of in terms of support. again, key dates for the future. Find Me Phase is now until the 28th of November at 12 noon. Take the time to fill an application form if you're interested. As I say, this is the time that you can ask those questions. My details are available. I think Sophie's going to probably write up my email address. You can contact us on the phone, which you'll get on the website as well. Have a look. Think about what you're looking at. If you're interested in the program, please get in touch. Choose Me between December 2016 and March 2017 till the expert panel. During that time, there's the 18th of January event, Launchpad event, which we would expect those that are looking to get involved to come to. The ConnectMe phase, which is your investment, April 2017 to January 2018. And then finally, the LaunchMe phase, which we would say was February 2018 to January 2019, but can be brought forward depending on when you get your experts. We bring your investment to match plan. If you've got any questions, like say, Sophie's put up my details. There's also the website. Please get in touch, and I will look forward to hearing from you soon. I think that's the end of the presentation. I think at this stage, just a wee bit more details there. At this stage, I'll just get you back on to be able to see me.
And we're going to unmute your microphone. So that means that if you want to chat with us using your microphone, feel free to do so. So you'll need to unmute it on your side as well. If you don't feel comfortable using your microphones, you can just type in the chat box and I will read your questions and Colin can answer. So that'll just take a couple of minutes for us to unmute everyone.
If anybody's interested in that, it'd be great to hear, whether it's through comments or otherwise. So we're just unmuting.
I think I have unmuted everyone on my side, so if you want to ask a question by chatting on your microphone, you need to unmute the microphone from your side. There's a little microphone button.
Alternatively, you can write any questions that you've got. Aha. Yes, hi there. Who's that there? How are you doing? Good. Yeah, so the 3-year the 3-year timescale in terms of setup, it is mildly flexible. So I would say that in that instance, if you have been trading and doing heavy work, in effect you were lying dormant for a few months, we would look at your application definitely. I think we don't want to exclude people that have got the potential to grow, and we will be able to look at your situation. That's for sure. Did I? Yep. Did I see you at the networking event?
Does anyone have any other questions?
All right. Well, just to reiterate, if you in terms of seed funding, this is a program that's not just an immediate grant funding. It's that sort of high growth potential. I think I've maybe spoken to some business gateway guys, accelerator guys up in Aberdeen. I think I guess one of our products that we've got available is Build It fund, and that's about employability and employing people. So if you're just looking for grant funding, then that might be a product that's of interest to you. In terms of, and Sophie's just posted that, in terms of who we support, it's businesses that are under 2 years old, so it's a little bit different to the LaunchMe program. So if you're actually older than 2 years, then you probably wouldn't fit into that category. Again, in a similar way to the LaunchMe, it depends on when you were trading, I guess, and there might be a bit of discussion there, but it would probably be a case of taking that offline and having a chat with you in a bit more detail, about that. So again, just to reiterate.
We've got a question from James, who's saying if we're ineligible to Build It, is there still a chance to be eligible for the LaunchMe program?
Yeah, if you're eligible for, so to Build It is completely different from LaunchMe, as you know. The Build It is just grant funds for businesses that are looking to grow and to receive employment funding for perhaps for yourself to go full time, perhaps you're part time, you want to go full time, or to take on other staff members in terms of employment. The grant, sorry, the LaunchMe, if you meet the criteria for LaunchMe, then that's absolutely fine. You'd be eligible for both the seed funding and support to get you investment, social investment. Do you think that you're eligible for the LaunchMe funding, James?
James, if you want to use your microphone, you need to unmute it from your side. If not, we're happy with you just typing in.
Oh, hello.
Are you here? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I will send a link in the chat box, and that's the link to our eligibility checker for LaunchMe. And so you can have a look at the eligibility criteria. They are a bit different from the Build It.
Kirsty? Or Maria?
Yeah, she'll be up to date with that. So if you chatted with her the information she would have given you, definitely.
In terms of eligibility, although there are some key things that that will fund. For example, we'll only support organisations that are going to have the majority of their social benefit in Scotland. So if you're delivering your social benefit in Scotland, then great. You can have some social benefit elsewhere as well, but the majority of your social benefit has to be here. However, we will look at organisations that provide social benefit elsewhere that are looking to provide social benefit in Scotland as well. We would look at those organisations that are seeking to do that. So I think that my point is that at this stage I wouldn't like to say any bets are off in your organisation from your social benefit point of view. Indeed, for your eligibility, from an eligibility point of view. Just in terms of governance, we haven't really talked about that, but just for clarity, it is social enterprise models that are recognised. So company limited by share wouldn't be eligible, but if you've attached a kick to that community interest company, you would be eligible. We don't fund limited liability partnerships, regardless of whether you've got any information in your articles of association. You know, strong clauses within that. We would look at company limited by guarantee, but only if there's the social purposes are locked in through a social charter in the governing documents, or some sort of written statement of profit to be invested in the social mission. So you'd have to have that in your governing documents if it's company limited by guarantee. But we fund, we support it all kicks, SKIOs, industrial providence societies, company limited guarantee with charitable. So we provide support for all those organisations. Are there any other questions that are out there? Okay. Well, as I say, if you would like an offline chat, for example, Fiona, please get in touch and we can have that, that chat at a later time. You've got my contact email, you've got our details, our phone number, and the website. Please have a look at the website again. Download the eligibility criteria, download the guidelines, and have a look. And by all means, like I say, phone me up and have a discussion about your business and whether I think it would fit in well with the LaunchMe program. And very much looking forward to seeing some or all of you applying in the future. Thanks very much.
Thank you.